On this episode of Cigars and Sea Stories, Bennett and Mike are sitting down to talk Chowhall. I mean, like the Chowhall in general. You know what I mean? Because our first exposure to the Chowhalls in boot camp, right? And I remember it like it was, I swear to God, I remember it like it was yesterday. And our drill instructor marched us over there from the receiving barracks. You look like a fucking retard, right? You're buttoned all the way up, no blouses, walking around in go-fasters. You barely know how to march. You're like bumping into each other. And he looks at you and goes, "You get a tray, a plate, and a spoon. There ain't nothing in that chow hall you can't eat with a spoon." And I'm like,
huh. Wait, I can't eat steak with a spoon.
Right. And I'm like,
there ain't no fucking steak here, fucking recruit.
Right. So lobster's not an option. So
yeah, but I need eat my lobster.
And it's two hands on the tray, eyes forward.
Oh yeah, butt. Holding that shit fucking at like parade rest or port arms.
There it is. And then you're sliding down.
Yep.
Right, elbows tight.
A little right, left, right. Fucking shuffle.
This recruit will have that, ma'am, sir. I remember that.
Yeah, I don't remember the first dining experience. I remember at boot camp because once again, somehow I got thrown into the fire as guide. Right,
poor son of a bitch. I felt bad for the guides.
Oh my God! So I had to, how you have the guy that has to announce the platoon. Did you guys have that in San Diego?
To the chow hall?
Yes. So we'd step in, this recruit, I don't even fucking remember what it was, but I remember because we were 3097, but you had to do it 3097.
Right.
Entering the chow hall, permission to enter, sir, blah, 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 whatever. It was like, it's basically training you to ask permission to fucking get on ship. Permission to fucking aboard or whatever. You know what I mean? Right. Just another way for them to do some shit. So, well, my ass, you're not trained yet, man. You're fucking boot cherry as fuck. Even, it's as cherry gets.
Right.
Once you've been picked up by your fucking platoon. So as the first, after we got our asses kicked up in the squad bay, we went, this is dinner chow. And I announced the platoon. But instead of saying 0, I said 3097. Fucking the goddamn world ended. Fucking every drill instructor in that fucking chow hall. I mean, how like they all sit at the same table, like in the corner?
Right, yeah, of course.
All of them, right? When there's like, because there's usually like 3 or 4 platoons eating at the same time or whatever,
Right.
Very well-oiled rotational machine there. And they're always smoking and joking in the fucking corner saying, yeah, I fucked this private up the other day doing this. And, they're laughing and all that shit. Cause don't ever fucking look over there either.
Never.
But either way, those motherfuckers jumped up and there was probably, it was like a grenade got dropped. It was fucking.
Yeah.
At least that's how it seemed to me.
Right, of course. Young punk kid who just said,
Oh, is a motherfucking number, fucker. Fucking 0. Say it. Say it as loud as you fucking can, recruit. 0, sir. 0 is a fucking number. O is a fucking letter. I was just like, dude, dying. Like, okay, I'll never, ever once in my entire life since then have I ever made a mistake. Never. I correct everybody.
Right.
My kids, dude. My kid corrected somebody the other day. My kid, my 10-year-old said to her aunt, because her aunt was giving somebody a phone number. It's, 490. And my daughter goes, O is a letter, not a number. Oh, yeah, dude. I've got it down. And that shit's like ingrained in me.
What was your MOS, though, for the people?
0311. In boot camp, it was, I wasn't an 0311 yet.
He said it again.
Oh, see, but why is it okay to say it there?
I don't know. When they announced our MOS, I thought they were going to say 03XX. They didn't. Right. They said 03XX. And I thought the same thing. And once I got into SOI, or actually it was MCT,
Once I got into MCT, I was like, why is it okay to say 03? What's your freaking, I'm an 03.
Right.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
It's the only time.
I was so confused and no one could give me a straight answer. Like, shut the fuck up, douchebag. Fucking, that's just the way it is.
It's semantics.
It's fucking semantics. So yeah, I was never understood why was it an 03. That was acceptable, but that's the only one. What else is acceptable? Is there any O other than coming?
Yeah, like 0933, 0931s. Combat Mercer trainers. We always just said 09.
09. Yeah. No, we always did the time. It was still 05, 04. Right. It was never O. Never. Even in the Army, it was never O.
Yep.
For us. Now, once you get out of the infantry land, because you're an 11, you gotta, people that don't know the difference between the Army MOSs and the Navy or in the Marine Corps MOSs. You've got the 03 designator, 0311, but that's just an infantryman, right? Well, an infantryman in the Army is an 11 Bravo.
Yeah.
But so it's an 11 series. So you've got 11 Bravos a rifleman, 11 Charlies a mortarman. And then you've got hotels. I don't think you have deltas. But it's changed again too. So just like it did in the fucking Marines.
Yeah.
But O's 03.
Instead of saying
so
zero.
Yeah, that was always funny. It was zero. Time was always zeros. Everything was zeros except for that shit.
Yep. Oh, how about this? All right, so I was showing my son something the other day because, of course, he's getting to that stage in his little life to where he gets an open container and he gets to kind of travel around with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Here you go, buddy. 2 hands. Right. And I thought about it and I'm like, no, 2 hands. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Did you have him cover the top? Did you have him cover the top with his hand?
Right. Exactly.
Like he's carrying a grenade.
Exactly.
Because that's what that was for. Obviously, we all know that now. But
yep.
You're like, why the fuck do I have to put my hand over my fucking cup?
Yep.
I feel so stupid.
Well, and it came in handy, too, because during a sandstorm.
Oh, yeah.
That's how you keep your cocoa-ness.
Yeah, man.
Kind of Hunter S. Thompson style. You know what I mean?
Cocoa from
My
getting
cocoa.
Sand.
I don't want sandy cocoa. Yeah.
It's not sprinkles. It's sand.
Yeah. So there's that. There's also, remember how you couldn't like add things to your tray?
Oh, fuck no.
You had to go and set it down. Then you went and grabbed bread and it was 2 hands on the bread. Then it was 2 hands on the cup. And then you just shoved everything into the bread. That's all that it was. You just scooped it all into the bread.
It was just a delivery system. The bread was a delivery system.
That's it. And then you cut it with water. You cut it with water. I always got 2 cups of water.
Cut it with water.
And guys are like, dude, you're wasting time going back for the second cup. And I'm like, negative, son. You're going to get halfway through that sandwich and be hurting. You know what I mean? Like, head it down to it.
It's like Joey Chestnut's dunking the fucking buns, baby.
Right.
You know, and the fucking Nathan's fucking hot dog challenge.
It's so funny because, like, fast forward, 6-7 years, whatever. You're a sergeant sitting in the chow hall, and like we're in Quantico, and we're always the guys who are like complaining, kind of in the corner.
No, not you guys.
No,
not the fucking NCOs. Never.
And we're just like, why? Why is there never any hot sauce? What the hell?
Right.
This is bullshit. This is bullshit. Sir, this is bullshit, isn't it? Where's the fucking hot sauce? Are you going to order somebody to do something or what?
Do you think the Chowhalls have sriracha now?
Yeah, probably. One would assume. I don't know.
Here's
the thing that's always consistent in every Marine Corps chow hall. Pretty much not the Marines working there, but the staff. If you've got like Sodexo employees are they're a special breed of human being. Some of them are disabled, some of them might not be. But they sure as hell act it. It's bad. Some of them, they're okay. Oh my God. You know what I was introduced to when I went back to Camp Pendleton? Talking about Chowhalls. So like Pendleton is where SOI was. I hated SOI more than I despised boot camp, right?
Right.
Boot camp, I was like, all right, they're screaming at me, and that was the only thing that sucked. The workouts and shit, no, not hard.
Yeah, it was a joke. It was a joke.
Right. So then,
let's be honest.
It really was. It's
there was hard shit.
Mental.
It was hard shit, but like PT was not one of those.
No, exactly. I was stressing over marksmanship more than I was stressing over my PFT. So, fast forward to SOY though, you're like, you want your MOS, like you want to accelerate in that group because now you're with the hunters. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, leaving SOY, went to 29 Palms, right? And kind of went through my, my combat cycle and everything else. Coming back from Quantico over to Pendleton as a sergeant, and you've got different responsibilities. You're floating around throughout the base, and every so often you'd find yourself over on 52 area. And on one side of it is where all of the SOI students go through the chow line. On the other side is basically the personnel chow hall, and they have custom made burritos, and they will make them, I shit you not, like the size of your thigh. Okay.
Wow.
Like huge, gigantic, bursting burritos. And my buddy, Pablo, showed me the way. I'm like, dude, the only thing that would make this better is fucking horchata. You know, like this is amazing, dude.
Right.
They have couches on that side. They have couches, okay? Like chill the fuck out, couches, and eat your burrito. That's what's up. Good call.
The biggest memory, two things from boot camp, Chow Hall, and then we can move on from Chow Hall boot camp for me at least. Boot camp Chow Hall was, I was always fucking hungry, no matter what, pretty much. Because our drill instructors weren't those drill instructors that would let people eat shit that motherfuckers sent.
Oh,
you know, they got sent like power bars or whatever in the mail. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They kept it all stashed away. The DI. I think we got to eat it like the last fucking day we were there or something.
Right,
we were
and
all
everybody pukes.
Fucking just asinine. But a lot of times, whenever we would fuck up, we would eat Russian duck. There was no, which is basically was you literally, maybe if you were lucky and you were one of the first guys in, got to eat all your meal. You know what I mean? If that, maybe you got to eat half. So we'd rush in and duck out, and we were in trouble. And basically, it was like as soon as, and nobody could eat till my tray hit the table. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So then it was literally like 2-3 minutes, and you're just shoving food in your mouth, you know. And then they're like, "Get the fuck out of here!"
Right?
Fucking fuck.
Go
You're
grab
like,
a canteen.
Motherfuck. Yeah.
Do 20 pull-ups.
And you're fucking dying, you know. I just remember being hungry all the time, and I lost a ton of weight in boot camp.
Yeah,
and I looked ill when I graduated.
Yes.
Frankly,
malnourished.
Yes, basically, yeah, because I lived on Chili Mac for fucking, you know.
Oh yeah, that was it
for 3 fucking months. Basically, that's all I really remember. I don't remember a whole lot else. I just remember eating Chili Mac a lot.
Yeah. See, it's funny you say all that stuff because it's like I don't fully remember regaining my true strength until probably like the 3rd or 4th month in the fleet.
Yeah, no, I was like that too. I don't remember. I just remember being in a weakened state.
Right.
Until I was at recon for about, once I got through the NDOC and really into full-fledged like RIP, like recon NDOC platoon, until I'd been in RIP for like a month. Even though they beat the balls off us, the one thing they let us do is fucking eat. That was one of the big deals, you know, make sure that they that was the sergeant major out there at that time. He was big on, you know, keeping guys healthy and all that stuff. Him and the colonel. So they took care of us and you know what? It was just the way it was. Everybody wanted to fucking eat, you know, because we had our own chow hall out there.
Right.
And it was good. We had this we had this gunny. Man, that motherfucker could cook pretty well. Had him and then like 2 or 3 different private lance corporals or whatever. And they cooked some shit up, boy. You know, small battalion.
Right.
Small chow hall. But I remember we used to almost everybody that I remember, at least all the guys that I ate with on a regular basis, we'd all end our meal off with cake. You know, that fucking weird cake that they have?
Yeah.
You get to choose between chocolate or yellow, you know? But what we would do is we put it in a bowl and then we'd put milk on it.
Nice.
And eat it like that.
Yes.
Dude. Every fucking, I don't know if
Bennett's
everybody,
over there like
what I
dunking
remember
cookies.
is a lot of motherfuckers ate their shit like that almost every meal. And it was a calorie thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
You just had to get as many fucking calories as you could. So fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, see, we had tanks. We had tanks chow hall. 7th Marines chow hall was nice. Don't get me wrong. Plenty of chow, all of that other good stuff. But there was this asshole of a master sergeant who worked in there and would life the fuck out of you.
Oh, yeah?
You know, you're in 20-amp palms.
Fuck.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you go into that chow hall wearing flip-flops, you're fucked. You're fucked. Man. And I'm like, dude, this is SoCal. Why am I not wearing flip-flops wherever the hell I go? And so, anyway, Tank's Chow Hall wasn't like that.
Gotcha.
Because they had civilians working the desk and everything else. And then staff would come out, you know, at least at that time. And it was awesome, man. They had breakfast burritos over there, too. If I could, breakfast burrito was the way I went all the time.
Right.
Especially oh, man. That 52 area chow hall, I can taste that fucking burrito right now.
So I don't remember a lot of it. I mean, I just remember the food being pretty damn good out at the beach. I don't remember a lot of any memorable stuff that I used to eat all the time out there or whatnot. I mean, he used to do good steaks because he would actually grill them outside, like in the summer and stuff.
Yeah.
Or whatever. He had like half barrel grills out there. Where a lot of the chow halls didn't do that. They grill top them, you know?
Yeah.
So it'd always dry that shit right out. And he would he would always keep a stash of them on the side that were like rare. So if you wanted like something a little, wasn't so tough, he would take care of us.
Yeah.
So you have that. Nice. But other than that, I don't remember. I remember drinking a lot of beer at the club there. So we had a club right next to the chow hall. But anyway, but then when I got fapped to the main side, to the pool, and lived over there, I ate. And by that time, part of that time I was married, but I still ate at the chow hall like for lunch.
Yep.
And I want to say I can't remember if I usually ate at 2nd Marines or 8th Marines chow hall. I think it was 2nd Marines chow hall. And it was good, Now, the Army chow hall, once I got into the Army, that chow wasn't bad. It's all kind of the same, dude.
Yeah.
Well,
until you go over to like Decadence, and then you're in an Air Force chow hall.
Right, correct.
Serious options.
See, I'm moving up here. So we did that. We had our 2nd Brigade chow hall on Fort Drum. But we, a lot of times, would go over to the Aviation Brigade's chow hall. And it was just different, I mean, I don't know if it was better, if it was mental. I think it was more mental that it was better just because it was, you weren't getting chased out of there by some fucking, by your battalion sergeant major. Right. You could go over there and have some sort of anonymity.
Yeah.
And just fucking relax a little bit. I think that's what it came down to. Now, the one thing I never experienced in the Marine Corps was fast food. They didn't have that shit when I was there. They didn't have a choice. No. Well, no, what I mean is in the chow hall.
Oh, the fast food line, yeah.
Yeah,
but that's all garbage food, man. That's
disgusting. No, it's all garbage food, but I'm just saying they didn't have that when I was in the Corps. You didn't have that option.
Yeah.
It was mainline. That was it.
Yeah.
There was no fast food. There was no hot dogs, hamburgers, all that shit. At least not that I remember.
Yeah.
And then when I got to the Army, they had that shit, and you could do takeout and take it to your fucking back to the barracks if you wanted.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Definitely.
And then I spent a lot of time at Air Force chow halls too, like out in California. So we had Vandenberg Air Force Base, and that's like eating in a fucking hotel.
Yeah.
Or at like a restaurant. It basically was. It was. It's because they had so many options. Yeah, you had so many options made to order.
Italian, Chinese, dessert.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was weird. It was like being in the Twilight Zone. So we did. I've eaten it when I was on active duty. I ate at Elmendorf Air Force Base, the one of the chow halls there, and then Vandenberg Air Force Base, one of the chow halls there.
Yeah.
Seymour Johnson in North Carolina, MacDill and Eglin, both down in Florida. And then as a civilian, Tyndall and Dover. Yeah, let me tell you, the food on Dover is pretty intense, pretty good.
That's funny. It's pretty intense.
Pretty intense. But it's, it's just as a chow hall experience goes, you're like, this ain't a fucking chow hall.
I have never.
And those guys, and what's hysterical is like when I was working at Tyndall for the security forces, like they're all bitching about the chow. Like, you guys are out of your fucking minds, man.
This good
I
shit.
mean, you could be at some fob eating fucking, mermaids or fucking T-rats or fucking damn MREs at this point, if you really wanted to get down to that point.
Yeah, that was
T-rats. So the last big story that I've got, since I'm not letting you talk. So the best chow hall I ever had in the military, ever, bar none, was when I was deployed to Egypt. They had local nationals cooking. I have to say the chow hall in Bosnia was pretty good too. But the one in Egypt by far, because they got tons of food from we got like beef from and lamb from like Uruguay and Paraguay and freaking food from like around the world. And then they would prepare it. So, cause it's a multinational base, they would have like Middle Eastern food. They would have, stuff that's, kosher or halal. And then they would have like stuff that the Brits liked. They'd have stuff that like the Hungarians liked. So they always had these dishes from all over the place. So we had Norwegians. So they would also have like fish at breakfast, like herring and salmon and things like that. And I loved it. I love that shit though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you always had just such a variety. You know, they did like for breakfast, they did like the omelets, but these weren't like, Marine Corps or Army chow hall omelets. These motherfuckers were like, damn son omelets. Like, wow.
Right.
And the cooks were good. So once 9/11 hit and we were there, all that went away. Because all the foreign nationals got kicked off base until they got everything hashed out,
Yeah.
So I basically can't eat chicken cacciatore ever.
Right.
If I smell it, I get nauseous.
Little gag reflex.
Little gag, lot of gag, not even a little, like lotta. So because I think I ate that shit for like 30 days. We were like begging to go out on site, on the remote sites, because we cooked ourselves out there.
Right, exactly. Yep.
So we were like, please, I want to go to the fucking OP. Please send me literally to bumfuck Egypt. Please send me out there.
Right.
Because I can't eat this shit 1 minute longer.
That was like PB Gumbati. We were cooking our own food in there.
Yeah, dude, that was cool as shit. Like eating when we could do our own thing. Yeah. And we would only cook 2 meals a day. We wouldn't cook 3. We cooked breakfast and then dinner for sure. Sometimes lunch was like wing it. Like there was always cold cuts and shit like that.
Yeah.
Stuff that guys like off shift could run in and grab. Because either I cooked or there's another guy that cooked. It was one or the other.
Yeah.
But I used to do good shit, man. I used to cook some good shit. So that shit was fun. It was good. It was cool. But we'd be out there like 23 days at a shot, come back, go back out, ate way better out on site, except for once they opened everything back up, which was about, I don't know, a month and a half later. Yeah. So anyway,
yep. That
was the best chow hall in the military. Plus we had bars on that base. So
nice.
Yeah. That's the glory of a multinational mission. Right. Everybody but the U.S. drinks when they deploy.
Yep. Truth.
But they let us do it on that base. Not during 9/11. Not, you know what I mean? Not during that part when we got locked down, but after that, once they brought the threat level down again.
No.
Couldn't drink out on remote site, but we could drink on base, on South Camp. So anyway.
No.
Yeah, so that's the last big story that I've got is the chicken cacciatore illness. Just, oh my God, shoot yourself.
I'll tell you what was pretty cool is you were talking about cooking for yourselves. In PB Gumbati, we had a big fire pit, and it was clay, like grills, an outdoor barbecue, essentially, that was built out of adobe that the Afghans traditionally cooked on. And so we would just start a fire with wood, get it down to coals. We'd have a blazing hot fire for a pan, or excuse me, for a big pot. We'd boil and cook down rice in big, huge, big of a thing as we could get.
Right.
And the Marine Corps birthday came around, and this was like the greatest thing in the world. Was it the birthday? We were out there, and there was something that happened. For some reason, they had leftover steak and lobster. And they were like, dude, if you want it, I eyeballed it on the law train when it was coming through. And I'm like, what are you doing with this stuff? And they're like, honestly, if you want it, take it. Like,
you're like, yeah.
Right. So I'm like, get everybody out here right now. We're going to take all of this right now.
Right fucking now.
Right fucking now. And we did.
Get out there.
And it was every other, you know how to make a chain. Every other, all the way down. Boop, 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 boop. And that went straight into the kitchen. I was like, start a fucking fire. Time now. We're doing this. Oh my God. It was so good, dude. Yeah. It was so fucking good. Like, it makes me want to cry thinking about it. And you know, you're putting, there were whole lobsters. No, wait. There were tails. It was a box of frozen tails is what it was. And we were putting them on in various ways. We were firing up different pots of water and stuff like that. We were skewering them and putting them over top of the fire and doing everything until it would like slide out of the shell and then flip it over top of the fire. Yep, we ate like kings that night. It was amazing.
Yeah, man.
Oh, dude, that was fantastic. That was probably my best, like, time in combat, where you're like, what's one of the most fond memories, you know, of the guys, and you finally had a moment of reprieve or whatever? It was definitely that. And then it was packing a fat hog leg of stateside Copenhagen in and smoking a cigarette immediately afterwards. Yeah, same time.
Right.
Same fucking time. And I think I was taking a shit, you know, because, oh, and we got butter. Real goddamn butter. I remember that. Yep.
Yeah, buddy.
Which, of course, slides right through you.
Right through you.
That was a wag bag splatter. Yep.
Very nice. Shit.
I can find some pictures for that. It's going to be good. Not of my turd, but like the food, the chow, you know, it's all about the chow. We also had cheesy potatoes, which that was like, we could buy, how do I put it? So the kids that were by the tower, which is a fixed OP position that we had, Pudake and Udukai, I think I pronounced that right, along with all of their friends, but they were kind of like the two leaders during different times of the day. And they were trustworthy enough to go and buy us cheesy potatoes out in the market. And we would just say, keep the change, right? It was $5. And he would show up with like 2 bags of cheesy potatoes. And of course, he always tried saying like $10. And I'm like, no, man, it's bullshit. We've got a solid contract going. We're rocking, right? Either one of the kids were always trying to upsell. But it was great, man. And of course, it was probably $2. And the guy, you know, his father or whatever was skimming some off the top. So he was going to try to snag just that 5 himself, you know.
Oh my
like, they're always trying to one-up each other. So, which I don't blame them. Like, get the hell out of there. I'm going to try to get as much money as I can.
I do have another funny Chowhall story.
Sure.
So we're at Vandenberg doing the drug interdiction out in the Los Pedros National Forest, right? We were getting ready to go out on a patrol the very next morning, like leaving at like 05 or whatever, you know, and dinner. So we went to the chow hall and ate, and my team leader, I went up and fucking me and my buddy were eating cream puffs because they had these fucking cream puffs at the fucking Air Force chow hall, like real, like they made them cream puffs, fucking delicious. Right.
Yeah.
And my team leader walks by the table and goes, "You and those fucking cream puffs, I swear to God," you know. I'm like, "What, Corporal?" You know, he's like, "Those fucking things are going to kill you." Right.
Right.
And I don't know why he was like, either he was on like some kind of health kick or whatever, you know, but I'm like 20 years old eating fucking cream puffs. Who gives a fuck?
Right.
Right. I ran a 300 PFT like 2 months prior.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Good.
Get off my dick. Right. That kind of thing. Well, fucking, don't you know, 2 days later, I go down as like a fucking heat casualty to fucking just a horrifically bad heat casualty out in the middle of the desert. Not the desert, but they had to bring and I've told this story before. They had to bring the fucking, you know, medevac in, the whole thing, medevac me out to the fucking back to the base, thermometer in the ass, the whole thing, right? Borderline heat stroke. Yeah. Well, I got caught in a fucking culvert as we were going underneath a goddamn highway, right? You're in full fucking battle gear, crawling through a fucking drainage pipe under a highway for like 80 feet, not some little fucking thing, right? I come out the other side and I pass the fuck out, right?
Right. Oh, God.
There's more to the story, but I'm not going to go into it. So either way, you know, I pass the fuck out. I'm out. I wake up like half in, like the doc's got me. He's trying to stick me with an IV. They've got like my blouse open and water. I'm soaked with water. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because they're trying to fucking, you know, they're doing first aid shit, right? They already called the medevac because I was totally unconscious. Then I remember getting scrambling up, or they moved me up by the highway. But don't you know, my team leader's just on me. I told you shouldn't eat those fucking cream puffs. It's fucking crazy. Like, that's exactly what did it, right? Yeah. The cream puffs put me over the edge, right? Actually, what put me over the edge is that I drank too much water.
Really?
I hydrated too much. So I pissed out all my electrolytes.
Yeah.
And couldn't get my levels back. Either way. But yeah. So my team leader, God, I can't even remember his last name. Why the fuck can I remember his last name?
Whatever. It was just cream puffs that
on
fucked
me.
you up.
It was all about those cream puffs. That was it. It wasn't even cream puffs. Let me digress. It was a cream puff. All it was the fucking cream puff. And after that, he always wanted to like put me on a diet.
Those Air Force Chowhalls.
It's fucking wacky, man. But
It's with
anyway,
a silver
yeah,
bullet.
yeah,
That's
went
why.
down like a fucking bag of dick in the desert, all because of a cream puff, supposedly.
There you go, folks. You
And
got
I
your
turned
own-
around and went on a mission like 5 days later. But anyway, whatever. Shit happens, right?
Listeners, if you have your own Chow Hall stories, by all means, get in touch with us. We would love to have you on Cigars and Sea Stories to share them with us. Thank you so much to veteranslist.us. You can be a featured member on there for 50% off. Enter discount code Cigars and Sea. Spartan Media, you did an awesome job on our website, and we look forward to partnering with you in the future. Get in touch with them at spartanmedia.com. Bennett, your Chow Hall stories are fucked up, bro.
Yeah, I probably have more. I just have to sit and think.
You ready? Let me hear your war cry.
Ah!
And on that note, we cue the music.